Hi there, I'm Peter from Lighthouse Group. I'm passionate about creating clarity for leaders so they can be successful and they can grow their businesses. I'm going to introduce to you a really practical framework that so many leaders have really gravitated to utilize to help them be successful when they're transitioning into more senior roles. What I want to do in this video is give you a short insight. If you're a leader now that's stepping up into a bigger role, perhaps a managing director, C-suite leader, going into a new business, so that you can avoid being the 40% of people that fail, they give you a framework that will actually help you set your role up for success. So we know that 40% of executives fail within the first 18 months. So I want to give you some really practical suggestions on actually how do you make the leadership transition successful so that you can grow, so that you have more freedom personally and you can connect with your key stakeholders to make it successful. So I'm going to introduce you to a little framework here that I call 20-60-20 that helps you solve this sort of puzzle or struggle for yourself as a leader as you're transitioning up. Because what's happening as you're appointed into a senior executive role, you're appointed to take the business forward, right? Take it into the next phase, to grow the business to its next level, or to solve the problems of that business to its next level. But you're coming in solving the problems of today. And what happens is as you're stepping into this role, you will default often to the areas that you're more comfortable in. It's called role deflation, where you step down to the things that are technically, functionally easier for you, right? Because that's typically what you know. But as you're evolving up, you're getting into areas that you're perhaps new at or not so comfortable at because it requires growth for you to be able to take that business, that team, that business unit to the next level. So bringing this into the 20-60-20, this basically comes to a way of you architecting your role so you're successful. So the first thing to do is to look at your top 20%. So that is the area that's new for you. So what is the value that I strategically need to step up into in this next phase to take the business to the next level? It's the personal things that are really important or almost essential for you and you only to be taking on to take that business to the next level. It might be certain customers, it might be certain partnerships, it might be certain people. It could be certain strategies that you're needing to lean into. And we all know the Pareto rule of 80-20, right? So this is the 20% of things that are going to give you the 80% of impact if you step up into them. And what I would be doing is saying, what's the top 3 things that I need to be doing that's my top 20%? If you're stepping up into the top 20%, it means that you need to architect I call it the middle 60, which is how do I systemize, how do I enable the people around me to be able to step up so I can step up? And that means essentially it's usually coaching. What are the key people that I need to coach and enable, develop around me in my system? It could be key people that are reporting to you. It can be key trusted business partners that are your peers. But it's the system of enablement that you need to focus on here. What time, what meetings, what forums, what things you need to systemize in structure to enable the middle 60 to help you step up to your top 20. But as you're evolving up, that means you need to get out of the bottom 20. And those are the things that are dragging you down. It's the administrative things, the low value items, the things that keep coming at you all the time that you don't actually take a breath on to try and sort of architect a solution or a systemized solution to those common problems. It might be an administrative person, it might be delegation to other people, or it might be a sort of a bigger fix to a kind of recurring problem. So whenever you're in this transition, right, you put into a new role, a new position, and particularly if you're going into a new business, because then it's more like 50 to 70% of executives are failing. Think about an architect, your 20-60-20. What's my top 20% that I need to lean into? How do I systemize the middle 20 to enable those around me? And how do I get out of the bottom 20? Because that way you'll keep growing, which means the business will keep growing, you'll be successful, And as I said, you'll both get more growth, you'll get more freedom personally, you'll be a bit more strategic, and that will mean that you'll have more success and connection with your stakeholders. Even we've given you a practical framework, I want you to put this into practical action, right? 20, 60, 20. So if you'd like to learn more, please follow us on LinkedIn at Lighthouse Group. You can always go to the website, but also personally, if you're in a situation where you have to lead a big change and you kind of need some help with a roadmap on how you're going to navigate these big steps forward, please get in contact with me directly on LinkedIn.